Hey y'all, so I'm so excited. Thank you all for supporting us and showing us love. And if you all love us and you all are so interested in nominating us for the 2018 Discover Pods Awards, those are now live. And we would love if you all would nominate us for Best Podcast for Society and Culture and Best New Podcast of 2018. Those are the two categories that we are striving for. And there's other categories as well. But since we have this episode coming out, if you all would love to show us some love and nominate us, you all can comment done in our new post that will be available. And the link will be in the description below on the episode notes if you all would like to nominate us. Hello, and welcome back to Millennial Thoughts with your favorite girls, Alicia
and Nisa.
Yay! So excited to be back on the air. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna really try to work on talking slower. I felt like I was going a mile a minute last time.
Well, it's all good.
Yes, so this is episode 7.
Ooh.
Yes,
we're getting
episode
up there.
7. Yes, we're almost to 10. It goes by so fast every month. I'm like, oh dang. I'm like, oh, it's been a month. It's been 2 months. Like, so fast.
We're going to have to find something special to do for our 10th. Maybe we'll give away $1 million.
Yeah. Maybe not figuratively.
Right. Not, yeah.
But yes, as well, we all want to thank you for listening to us, subscribing, and giving us great feedback, whether that's on like social media, face to face, or things. We really appreciate it. And we're so glad that you all are still listening to us. Week, and hopefully this gives you laughs and giggles, but we're going to talk about something serious today.
Oh yeah.
So yes, but first we would like to shout out our first millennial mogul of the week, and her name is no other than Chelsea Ellis. And some people may know her, some people may not, but she's from Louisville. So a lot of these people are maybe from Louisville, maybe not. It just depends because that's where we're from, so that's people that we know. But she has a business called Fell to Success, and she provides services such as marketing, speaking, and branding for like millennials, entrepreneurs, and authors. She has like a #1 bestseller book on Amazon. So I know she helps other people write books, and she also writes books herself. And shout out to her. We shouted out MAF Cafe like a couple episodes back, and I actually contacted her, and she's the co-owner of that, and she let us like record in there or whatever. So that was really nice of her. So I just want to shout her out. She's on Instagram at Chelsea Ellis 95. So if you're looking to maybe start a book, you need help with branding for your business and things like that, she can be your go-to girl.
Yes, I'm a huge fan of Chelsea. She's a classic example of starting your businesses and starting achieving success when you're young. I think she's maybe a little bit younger than I'm not entirely sure, but I know that she's young, she's doing her thing, and she came out just strong. So I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, she's like 23, right? So that was really successful. And one thing I want to say about that, since we're talking about success, we had a whole episode on it, but just to know that success is a mind thing. I feel like you're already successful. You just have to find a way in order for you to think that you're successful. So your mind is very powerful. So I think everybody's successful. Everybody can be successful. It's a mind thing. You just have to put it out and strive for whatever you want to be, and they will be successful. So
I was actually on Instagram today, and someone said their definition of success was reaching your own potential. And I think that's a really good definition, because if you use that definition, you're not paying attention to what anyone else is saying or how they're defining it. It's really your own potential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I just want to reiterate on that, because you could be like, oh, successful, I want to be successful. But I mean, well, Trey Songz had a song about that, but you might not want to be a singer. You might not want to be an actress. You might want to be, you're already successful. You might want to be a writer. So you might want to write all these books. So it's just a different success for everybody. And it's a more mind thing. And when you have that in your mind that you know that you will be successful, it's all right there. And don't forget to write it down, the vision, and write your goals down.
That's always important.
Yes, since this is the last quarter, in business terms, I guess I say this is the last quarter of the year, the fourth quarter, So make sure you're gearing up and you're ready for 2019 because they'll be coming around
Very
sooner,
quickly.
yes, than later. So yeah, so that's been going good. So how was your weekend? How's life going
Everything
with
has,
you?
yeah, everything's been going great. Time is just flying, and I'm sitting here baffled by the fact that we're almost halfway through October. But um, just been on my serial entrepreneurship efforts, trying to find ways that I can be 100% financially free. So nothing new there, but yeah, that's nothing new, nothing too much on that front. How about
Yeah,
you?
I'm cracking that. Well, yeah. So this is being like 100% transparent, like this
Mm-hmm.
episode, I think. And so like the year or whatever, I was like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, and things like that. And I've been wanting to like do everything. Under the sun. So like writing this,
Right.
writing that, writing this. But like these last couple of weekends, I went to Atlanta. I went to a playwrights conference, and then I went to like another conference called the Go Getter Conference, and it was for like women of faith who are entrepreneurs and things like that. And being at that conference and stuff like that, and overall, it was just a time to be like, don't be so overwhelmed with life. Like, just strive to do as best as you can, and like God is in control. And as well as like, are my goals aligned with Him? So it's like, I know I want to write this web series, or I want to write this book, or I want to write this, but I was trying to do so much in a time span that I didn't even have nothing to do. When you have life, like, so I'm in my master's program right now. Like, I still have a life to live. I travel, I do things. So it's just like, you can't do all these things at once. So make your own timeline, I guess. And that was really hard for me. I'm like, I want to do this because I feel like I'm so behind and things like that. So that conference that weekend really helped me to try to put in perspective of not trying to be so overwhelmed in life and trying to do
Ooh,
everything
that's a
that
word.
I was wanting to do. So yes. And then so that was really good. So then the week I was just like, okay, let me focus on this, let me focus on that. So I actually put some more blog posts up. If y'all want to check them out, y'all can, I wrote a blog post about it, the experience, and then this weekend, I went to Bruno Mars concert, went to Ed Sheeran concert, just had some fun, just relax or whatever. But I also went to the Black Film Festival. It's in Nashville. It's every week, and I never knew what a music supervisor was. I never knew that you could be that for TV or film. I just never knew that. So anybody that knows me, every time I go somewhere, I'm trying to look up and see what's going on. So I just found out that was going on. So I was like, okay, let me see what this is about. So I went there. They had like web series, films, and things like that, which I didn't get to go to everything, but I did go to, I guess, a session, and they was talking about like how to be a music supervisor and what to do. But it was for writers, like sing songwriters. It was for actors and things like that, just so that you can know about what goes on behind the scenes. And I think that's important whenever you are going into a job, into a field or something like that. So say I want to be a producer. It's kind of important to know what the other person does, what that other job duty is, if that's the singer, if that's the pianist or whatever, so that you know how you can work with others and best like cater to their needs or whatever. That was like a tangent, but in the perspective, I was just thinking of like that it was really good. And so yeah, I mean, if y'all are in Nashville, if y'all was in Nashville, y'all live there, let me know if y'all wearing something like that. I would love to hear more feedback because that's all I have for it. But the session I went to was
Awesome.
good.
Well, that's
So
really
yeah.
interesting. Cool. So this week, I think we are talking about something that I think all of us entrepreneurs can relate to. And
Yes.
that would be drum roll. Actually,
Dun, dun,
no,
dun.
it's not even a drum roll. It's a dun dun dun. It's burnouts. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what does burnout mean to you? Let's talk
Yes.
about burnout.
Yes, well, as I was just saying, being overwhelmed and things like
Mm-hmm.
that goes into burnout. So I would say burnout to me is like it's like overwhelmed and burnout all at the same time because it's like I want to do so much, but I can't do anything, so I just don't do nothing at all. I think that's when the burnout is. It's like when you're trying to have all these ideas, when you're trying to do all these things, and then you can't ever complete them because you can't ever figure out where you want to start at or what you want to do. So then you're just like, okay, yes, I'm burned out. I don't even know what to do. Back to square one, but then I go to square one to square five. So it's just like
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start at. So I think in particular in my opinion or like my perspective, I think that's what the burnout would be for me. it's like before I even start, I already get burned out.
Okay. Well, yeah, and I could definitely see what you mean by that. I have that a lot of times too. I think in my particular case, I'll be on a project for so long and I'll be thinking intently of one component of an entire 100 pillar project and just get just tired of it. And just my mind literally can't think of anything else to creative to contribute. And I just get, whether it be writer's block or creation block or whatever, I just literally can't do anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, with the burnout. So do you feel like you're overwhelmed in a sense?
Oh yeah,
Or
it can definitely be overwhelming. Like for example, there'll be, and I think we talked about this off the air. There'll be something that I to the eye seems very simple, like a 10-step process, and then when you go into it, you realize that there's so many little complicated components. Like for example, we're talking about website building, right? Um,
mm-hmm.
I was trying to, one of my million projects that I'm trying to work on was build a specific website without giving too much detail. I thought that it was as simple as, finding media to put on it, finding pictures, putting in text, writing a little bit of code. But really, I found out that you have to, do backups and there's back end stuff that you have to do. And there's just a lot more that I had initially thought of. So, yeah, that wasn't even necessarily burnout, but I think I was on the computer for like 6 or 7 hours, which is nothing compared to what a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people do. But that was my burnout right there. I said, you know what, I need to take a break from this, and
Yeah.
I honestly haven't revisited since. So
Revisited
I have
since.
not been back since. So that maybe that was a little bit more than burnout. Maybe that was just, frustration and me putting my hands in the air and saying, you know what, maybe I'll come back to this
Mm-hmm.
next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm cracking up. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I feel like overwhelmed is like a good word or something like that for particularly like in the generation and now and stuff like that. It's like we all want to do something, we all want to be successful. Like it's like entrepreneurship is booming or whatever, like jobs is booming, trying to reach the next target, the next goal. And social media can really heighten that as well too, because you see everybody else doing things or whatever. So it's being overwhelmed to try to finish it first or not be the last one per se, and just like trying to get things done.
Yeah.
So I think that could be hard in a sense as well, just feeling overwhelmed. I'm like, because I was talking to this lady, I was like, yeah, I just feel like I waited too late to like start the writing thing, whatever I wanted to do, and it was just like, but who are you? Like, but whose standards are those? And I guess I was like, well, they're my standards or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, well, why do you have those standards on yourself when you're doing other things? And I think that's important too. Like, don't put so much on yourself. If you are working, like you're working, you take a couple of like hours throughout the day or throughout the week, and then put that to you. And then if you're tired, you're tired. Like it is okay to be tired, y'all. It's okay to be tired and not doing anything. Okay,
Right.
like
And
like it is okay.
yeah, and to what you were saying about social media, I think it's important to reiterate, like we do every week. I feel like every episode, yeah,
Episode.
sorry, every episode we talk about social media and how it connects in some way, and really, I think it makes sense because of the age that we're in now. But anyway, we just can't allow social media to give us these perceptions about how productive we're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like there will be a
Mhm.
lot of people, and I was even guilty of this. A friend of mine actually had to check me a few weeks ago. I posted something about working your ass off and all this stuff, and he's like, chill on that because that can actually lead to depression, more intense versions of burnout where you literally, might have a spike in your, I don't know, something that you're not supposed to have, you know what I'm saying, health wise,
Mhm.
anxiety. So really, we can't romanticize the work your ass off type of
Mhm.
theory.
Like the grind,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hustle.
yeah.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with having a grind and hustle, but to work yourself to the point of mental exhaustion, that's not
Mhm.
healthy. And
Yeah, I feel like the grind. Yeah, that's true. I've always talked about stuff like that. Like what, like they be like, but they do like you have to hustle to be successful. You have to hustle and grind. But like that doesn't mean that you have to work 7 days a week on top of you trying to work a full-time job. That
Sure.
doesn't mean that you have to work like 12 hours or things like that. Like you can grind, you can hustle all day long, but you can relax and watch TV. Like
Yeah.
people make it seem like you can't watch TV or you can't chill out because like, oh, you're not doing this or oh, you're not doing
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
But if you have a dream, because if you have a dream to be successful, if you have a goal that you want to reach, now you might can't watch as much TV,
Sure. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but you can watch TV, but you just have the goal in line for you and whatever helps you be successful. And I think that goes into it now too. Like you see everybody like, oh, they're trying like I don't know, like traveling or trying to do this or oh, I opened up a business or oh, I did this or I write this or whatever. And I just feel like all of that into one. It's like you can see it. Like social media is literally like you can see it on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. It's like instant gratification or whatever. They be saying that a lot, and like you can see it, you can scroll, so you can see everybody else doing something. But just know, like they had to work on that too. So you have to take time to work on it as well.
Yeah.
I think,
No.
and that can tie in with all like the grind, the hustle, and feeling overwhelmed
Yeah.
because you're like trying to compare
Mhm. Mhm.
yourself to others or things that you might not even know what's
Yeah,
going on.
absolutely. And I think that it's really important for you to gauge what your boundaries are, because I think everyone's different. Like freaking Gary Vaynerchuk, I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he's the guy that writes all these books like Crush It, and he literally he's a really passionate individual, really passionate entrepreneur, but he will literally say, "I don't effing sleep, I don't effing eat." Like that's the kind of guy he is, and it
Oh.
works for some people, but it doesn't work for me. I need my rest and I need my sleep. Yeah. So
Oh.
I think gauging, I think taking time to reflect and to constantly update what your needs are as far as personal health and mental health. I really think it's important to set these limits and understand that, someone might be able to work 80 hours a week and be productive, but if you can give in a good 10, 20 hours and you're working another job, and that should be
Hmm.
success to you, your own personal potential, like we are talking about in the beginning. So, yeah.
Honestly, right? Honestly, the main key of success: work smarter, not
Oh,
harder.
yes.
You can work
Yeah.
16 hours, but I'm about to work my hardest in these 4 or 5 hours. Like
Yeah, and
what?
you're and it's so
Uh
funny you say that. And we could even do it. I feel like we could do another episode about this. But you're
uh
so right. So many people think that so many people are busy a lot of times, but they're not actually doing anything. There's a difference between
Mhm.
being busy and productive. So maybe
Yes.
in that 80 hours that some of our viewers are working, think about ways that you could either delegate that work or cut it back. You might invest maybe $10 or $20 a month on an app that could cut your work in half. There's nothing
Mhm.
that, I mean, I don't know if people think that working 80 hours a week is glamorous, but really it's if you're over here stressed out, then there's nothing cute about it, in my opinion.
Yeah, right. I don't see nothing
Especially if you're
glamorous.
not
Like
enjoying
80
it.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially you're not enjoying that. If it's like 80 hours, like you're signed and you're doing events and it's like fun and things like
Yeah.
that, that's different
Yeah.
than 80 hours you
But if
over
you're
here
just like, yeah, if
slaving
you're just
and
miserable, then you
working.
need maybe invest a few
Mm-mm.
dollars in an app or hire somebody.
Yeah,
Hire me as your
yeah.
bookkeeper. I'll get you together. I'll take some time off
I'm
here.
cracking.
Yeah,
I'll take some time off to help you. I'm cracking up.
yeah,
But yeah, like like burnout and everything is like real overwhelming and stuff like that. And it's just so much going on nowadays. It's like, okay, so we have to prioritize school. Okay, then you gotta work. And then you have to do homework, you have to do your assignments. And then it's like, dang, well, where is the other time to do all that
yeah.
at? So
Well,
it's just like, oh, you can
no,
go.
you're fine. You're fine. Go ahead. I was just gonna ask you a question, so go ahead.
Okay, I was just about to say it can be so hard, but it can be challenging, but it could be worth it at the end.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all I was gonna say. You can ask the question.
So my question for you, well, I guess we can wrap it up with questions, and we can see where we are the two hosts of Millennial Thoughts. So Alicia, how do
Hmm.
you manage burnout? How do you handle having a lot of things going on at once and you're stressed? How do you handle that?
Well, that's a great question. So I feel like stress, burnout, all those things could be completely different to me. One thing that is crazy though is like I personally don't handle stress because I don't let myself get stressed
Mm-hmm.
out. So, like, my attitude about stress is just like, it has to get done. Whether that's a good thing, that's a bad thing. But that's when I say, like, I'm overwhelmed with projects, not stressed out. Because if I say I'm stressed out about that, it's going to freak me out. So I'm not going to get it done. If I say I'm overwhelmed, I got to figure out, like, okay, well, this is due this day, this is due next day. And then I can do whatever else after that. So that's how I look at stress. I look at stress as just like, it has to get done. And then we're going to do it. And so then how I handle burnout when I think about it, my approach to maybe burnout, trying to do everything, is I just stopped doing it. Like
Mm-hmm.
have been like writing. I've been writing like a web series, and I've been trying to write like my books and things like that. I was doing good for a while, but like the last couple months or whatever, like I haven't done too much, which is horrible. So maybe I should get back on it, you know.
Well,
But like I haven't done anything with that. But that was just like, okay, I'm burnt out because it's like I'm working, I'm doing an internship, and now I'm back in school and things like that. And now I just want to have like a peace of mind, just like relax, just like chill. Like I don't really want to do that right now because I'm doing something else. So I think that's how I deal with burnout and stress. But what about you?
that's, you know what, and this is why we're Leo twins, because I snapped literally to everything that you were saying. Okay, so first of all, like you were saying, defining stress for us. Um, I don't. I'm the same way as you, girl. I do not allow
Yeah.
myself to feel it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So the extent to my mental, like, the extent to when I have a lot going on and something's not sitting right with my spirit,
Mm-hmm.
I just stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like in previous roles and previous situations, there's been so much stress and chaos that, and I've been, just be transparent, I've been in the doctors, I've been in the ER for anxiety attacks, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be all the way real.
Mm-hmm.
My body does not allow me to get to that point anymore.
Well,
So
that's good.
yeah,
That's good.
and literally, like, I literally won't. I literally just can't. And I know that doesn't sound like a complete sentence, but I just won't. And that's
Mm-hmm.
all there is to it. If I feel myself getting stressed out, I might take that out by, talking to someone, talking to a friend. I might talk to you, like we do sometimes when I'd be like, girl, I just can't today. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
might talk to you,
Mm-hmm.
talk to someone close. And then I revisit it with a clear mind, because as far as I'm concerned, like, when my mind is cloudy, I have nothing more to contribute. You can't you cannot pour from an empty cup. And when my cup is empty, I cannot pour anything into my projects. I can't pour anything into, everything that I'm trying to do. So I just can't, I won't. And then I revisit it another day. And that's as simple as it is. And I think that goes into burnout as well. I haven't felt burnout in a while, besides that project that I was, telling you guys about a
Mm-hmm.
minute ago with the website not working out. But the thing about it is that, this is something else, and it's not really an accounting principle, but it's something that we're taught. It's called the sunk cost, and it basically says that's something that we've already spent on. We can't get that money back. That money's done. You don't have to, I sometimes when I have projects that I thought were going to turn out well, but didn't, I consider those sunk costs, and I can't do anything about it. And sometimes I just leave a project unfinished. And, that can go into bad projects, that can go into bad relationships, that can go into bad investments.
So that can take you to the sunken
It can
place.
take you to, yeah. Absolutely. So the thing about that is that you don't have to, you can put down that book unfinished. You know what I'm saying? If it's not
Mm-hmm.
something, if it's something that's creating this turmoil, you're not seeing the investment on, again, be that a person, be that a project, be that an investment, anything. You don't have to keep picking up that book and reading. You can put that book down unfinished if it's not good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a snack real quick?
Yes, you get a snack for yes, everything.
Absolutely. So that's one thing. And there's been a few projects like that to where they had to go and finish because they weren't good for my mental, and I felt like my energy was best used somewhere else, and that's just how it is. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like as I'm getting older, as I'm learning things and going through experiences, I'm learning that time is precious, and you do not have to spend it on things that you do not want to spend it on. And that's it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Because you can't ever get time back, but you
Yeah.
can get money back, and that's what
Absolutely.
they be saying.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's
So,
that. That's how I deal.
but yes.
That's how I deal with my stress and burnout. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Literally, you don't, because stressing and burnout, overwhelm, that could take you to the sunken place, and we
Yeah.
don't want to go to the sunken place because
Yeah.
we see where people have been at in the sunken place, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So we just want y'all, we just want y'all to know that it's out here. That everybody, sometimes you feel overwhelmed, sometimes you feel burnout, but just think about it. Just like change your perspective, I guess, or try to shift your perspective and don't let it stress you out. Try to figure out different ways that you can handle it, you
Yeah.
know, and yeah, you relax. You, everybody says that we always talks about TED Talks and podcasts or whatever. So listen to something that make you laugh. You know,
Yeah.
watch something that make you laugh. You
Yeah.
better turn on that TV and catch up on a good show, because
Yeah.
look, the show will be there. The show will be there. You can watch it and
Yeah.
everything. And look, when you get done with the show, the paper will still be there, y'all.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
also we want to, have a disclaimer as well. Whatever works for you. If you have to take medication, we're not
Hmm.
anti-medication. Do what you have to do. If you're on anxiety medication, we're not saying to ignore that or
Oh yeah,
pretend.
we ain't no doctors
We're
on
not
here.
no doctors, so please take your medication if that's what has been prescribed. You know what you need to do. You're grown. You know what you need to do. So we're being, we tell jokes and stuff. We funny, but really, if it's a serious issue, then do what you got to.
Hmm. Yes, yes, do what you gotta do. But yes, but let us know, and also y'all know, just don't forget that y'all can keep on talking about this. We have an Instagram, we have Facebook and Twitter. So if y'all have anything y'all like to say or keeping conversation up, just always join us on there. Millennial Thoughts Pod, we'll be there and we'll see y'all. And hopefully we have some good news coming soon, about the podcast. But yeah, but yeah, don't we know? We just want to make sure that as millennials that we know that it's okay to be overwhelmed, because in society you can find yourself doing too much in different things. So we want to have this platform to use as an outlet to encourage and uplift all of us out here together. So if you would stay and listen to our words of wisdoms, that would be greatly appreciated. Other than that, don't forget to rate and subscribe. Have a great week.
You can avoid burnout. You can make the transition from overachiever to high performer and have all of the benefits of being an overachiever without all of the downside. It's going to require you to make the transition and develop a state of productive anxiety. Now,